Hello everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like. Up given how she affected the main plot of the show. Leslie Winkle's removal after serving as Leonard's love interest was incorrect for one of the original characters on The Big Bang Theory. Spending time primarily with Leonard resulted in a brief affair that eventually ended. Although she was an intriguing character in her own right, she eventually faded into the background until she was completely written out of The Big Bang Theory, despite their best efforts to include her in other ways. Leslie may have remained on The Big Bang Theory for a different reason, but her removal from the program made sense for Leonard's storyline as he went on to date other people. Leslie and Leonard mimicked one another and even wore identical outfits, so CBS was careful to highlight similarities between them. She was expected to be a member of the Pasadena gang because of their romance. Leslie Winkle's slow disappearance from TBD was therefore perplexing. The character was created to highlight Leonard's developing relationship with Penny, according to Jessica Radloff's book, The Big Bang Theory, the definitive inside story of the epic hit series. Given how well-liked the couple was, this makes sense, but it was wrong to fire Leslie. The Big Bang Theory might have used Leslie in a new and possibly better way by leveraging her rivalry with Leonard, even though their relationship was failing. With Sheldon disliked Leslie during her brief appearance on the nerd-focused sitcom because, in addition to being as intelligent as he is, she also doesn't tolerate his misbehavior. When he is in error, Leslie corrects him, usually in the most severe manner. Leslie would always correct Sheldon, even though his buddies tolerated him on TBD. More of this interaction would have been intriguing. The interaction between Leslie and Sheldon somehow reminds me of the socially awkward genius's first relationship with Paige on Young Sheldon. Paige was also a young prodigy, possibly even more intelligent than Sheldon. In addition to this, she was more socially and emotionally more mature than Sheldon. Even though this infuriated him, Sheldon learned a lot by dealing with someone like Paige, something that Leslie on The Big Bang Theory could have done as well. On Season 2 of The Big Bang Theory, Leslie Winkle was elevated to a series regular. However, CBS began to use her less after her less serious affair with Howard. She was last seen at Sheldon's surprise birthday celebration in Season 9. Due to Leslie's absence she might have found another work by the time of The Big Bang Theory finale, when Sheldon and Amy were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics, a significant event for Caltech. If she didn't participate in the festivities, it wouldn't make sense. Maybe CBS can use young Sheldon's narration to explain what actually happened to her. When The Big Bang Theory first aired in 2007, it immediately captured the hearts of fans with its quirky, lovable characters and its unique blend of science, comedy, and romance. For fans of Leonard Hofstadter, played by Johnny Galecki, a central plot point for much of the show was his ongoing struggle with relationships, particularly his romantic interests. But when The Big Bang Theory made the controversial decision to remove Leonard's first serious love interest, Leslie Winkle, played by Sarah Gilbert, it was a choice that left many viewers scratching their heads, wondering if the show made a mistake. Looking back at the series now, it's clear that the decision to cut Leslie from Leonard's love life was a huge misstep that affected the entire dynamic of the show. Here's why removing Leonard's first serious relationship partner was wrong on multiple levels, and why the show could have benefited from keeping her around longer. Leonard Hofstadter's journey through the world of love and relationships was one of the key elements that made his character arc so compelling. We watched him struggle with his insecurities, his low self-esteem, and his awkwardness around women, despite being highly intelligent and successful. For much of the series, Leonard's romantic pursuits were a roller coaster, and his relationship with Leslie Winkle should have been a pivotal part of his character development. A fellow scientist at Caltech, was one of the first women to genuinely challenge Leonard intellectually and emotionally. The chemistry between them was undeniable, and it was refreshing to see Leonard dating someone who wasn't just enamored with his charm, which admittedly was a little lacking, but who actually appreciated him for his intellect and quirks. Their relationship had the potential to provide Leonard with the growth and confidence he needed to eventually land his iconic and long-lasting relationship with Penny. But instead of exploring Leonard's growth through his relationship with Leslie, the show made the perplexing decision to pull the plug on their romantic involvement too soon. This premature breakup denied Leonard and the audience the chance to see him truly develop as a person, someone who could hold his own in a romantic relationship without being the third wheel to the likes of Sheldon, Raj, and Howard. The decision to sideline Leslie's character was especially frustrating because it came just as Leonard seemed to be finding his footing in his romantic life. While it was clear that Leonard and Leslie had their differences, their brief relationship could have served as an important stepping stone to help him learn what he truly wanted in a partner. Instead, The Big Bang Theory chose to discard her, opting for a different romantic arc with Penny, which, while entertaining, didn't offer the same depth of emotional growth for Leonard as the relationship with Leslie might have. Leslie Winkle was more than just Leonard's love interest. She was a strong, independent, and highly intelligent character in her own right. As a fellow scientist working at Caltech, Leslie was an integral part of the show's depiction of the scientific world. She was smart, confident, and unapologetically ambitious, and she brought a refreshing dynamic to the show that many fans appreciated. Leslie wasn't just there to serve as a romantic foil for Leonard. She was a character with her own dreams, flaws, and sense of humor. So why did the show make the choice to write her out so early? Leslie had so much more to offer, not just to Leonard, but to the show's narrative as a whole. If the writers had chosen to develop her character further and keep her around for more seasons, she could have added a fresh layer to the existing friendships and relationships. Imagine how much richer the show could have been if Leslie had been more than just a love interest, but also a steady presence within the main group, challenging the others intellectually, providing new insights, and creating unique storylines. Leslie had a lot of potential as a female character who wasn't just relegated to the role of girlfriend or wife. She could have had more of an impact on the show as a career-focused woman with her own narrative arcs that intersected with the main group. Instead, The Big Bang Theory chose to write Leslie off after just a few appearances, depriving audiences of a unique character who could have further enriched the series. While Penny and Leonard's relationship was undeniably one of the most iconic aspects of The Big Bang Theory, it's not hard to argue that the show could have benefited from a deeper exploration of Leonard's earlier romantic history. When Leonard first met Penny, he was undoubtedly smitten, but he was also emotionally immature in ways that impacted their early relationship. By removing Leslie Winkle from the equation, the show essentially glossed over an important chapter in Leonard's love life that could have given viewers greater insight into his character and the evolution of his relationships. Instead, the show quickly pivoted to focus on Leonard and Penny's tumultuous relationship, which, while central to the show's overall arc, could have been enhanced with a stronger backstory. If Leslie had remained in Leonard's life for a longer period, it could have created interesting emotional stakes and further developed Leonard's complex feelings toward Penny. For example, Leonard's interactions with Leslie could have added a layer of depth to his relationship with Penny by showcasing the contrasting dynamics between his relationships with two very different women. It would have been fascinating to see Leonard's growth as he learned to navigate these complexities. Imagine a world where Leonard and Leslie had stayed together for a longer period of time. What would their dynamic have looked like? Would they have broken up due to their academic ambitions, or would they have been able to find common ground? Could Leonard have eventually grown enough emotionally to realize that Penny was the right choice for him, or would Leslie have been potential for exploring Leonard's relationship with Leslie is one of the most intriguing what-ifs of the Big Bang Theory. It's not hard to envision a storyline where Leonard and Leslie's relationship developed at a more organic pace, and perhaps they even learned from their mistakes and stayed together in some form. By focusing solely on Penny and Leonard, the show missed an opportunity to flesh out one of its earliest, most dynamic relationships. The removal of Leslie Winkle from Leonard's romantic life also impacted the fan base. While The Big Bang Theory certainly had its share of devoted Penny and Leonard fans, there was a significant portion of the audience who saw potential in Leonard and Leslie as a couple. The decision to remove Leslie left many of these fans feeling frustrated, as they never got to see the true potential of the relationship unfold. Furthermore, the decision to let Leslie go early on made it clear that the show's writers weren't fully committed to exploring all of Leonard's romantic possibilities. They chose a more conventional route with Penny, which was certainly successful, but by ignoring Leslie, they missed out on the opportunity to tell a richer, more nuanced story about relationships and personal growth. In hindsight, The Big Bang Theory's decision to remove Leslie Winkle from Leonard's life too soon was a misstep that ultimately hindered the show's potential for deeper character development and richer storytelling. Leonard's journey through love could have been much more compelling and multifaceted had Leslie remained an integral part of his life. Not only would her character have added a fresh dynamic to the group, but it also could have given viewers a more nuanced understanding of Leonard's emotional growth. By cutting Leslie out so early, the show deprived audiences of an interesting and complex love story that could have made Leonard's character even more relatable and engaging. In the end, Leslie Winkle was one of the most underused characters on The Big Bang Theory, and her removal was a missed opportunity that fans will always remember as one of the show's biggest mistakes. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.